Hi everyone, it's Rachel with Rachel Super Cute Creations, and I am jelly printing today. So I decided to just turn the camera on. It's a little messy here in my studio today, but a lot of you keep asking me about jelly printing and all of that good stuff. So I just decided, I just got off of another live in a private group, and I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to just turn on my YouTube and I'm just going to play. And as you guys have questions, I'm going to go ahead and just answer them for you. So jelly printing is easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's some people struggle at first. But the purpose of jelly printing is to layer, to continue to layer on top of things. So we're going to do that today. I did all of these. I have two sizes of jelly plates. I have the 5x7, which I'm using right now, and it works perfect with your Reader's Digest pages. That's why I like that. And then I have the 8.5x11, and we'll do a couple of these today. But you can see, you get all kinds of beautiful. So here's a masking one where I just did some leaves on there. And then we're just going to play. We're just going to do some playing today. And we're going to try to make some beautiful prints. Okay. So you use just regular acrylic paint. And for this one, I'm going to use some greens. I don't play with a lot of green. If you're in here, please say hello over in the chat area. I'd appreciate it. So I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. So I've added some crystal green metallic, and then I'm going to add some bright green. Now this bright green is Craft Smart. I've had it for a really long time. You don't need expensive paints when you're doing this, and you don't need a lot of paint. Like I already know I have too much green on here. So what I need is what I call a mop-up page. And that's something that I can brayer off the excess paint. And I typically, if there's a page I don't like I don't necessarily love this. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Connie. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just brayer over this, and we're going to get it really dark, and then we'll just do some printing on top of it. So Charlotte and Connie, have you been on my channel before? Ooh, look at how pretty that is. So I'm going to come over this, and I'm just going to start. All right. So I'm going to pull this up. No, ma'am. Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for coming today. All right. So you can see there's light spots and dark spots. Now I made my own stamps, and what I did is I just used hot glue. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to find one of my mop-up pages that needs a little more. So this is one of the ones that needs a little more love. Let me get this paint off of here. I don't accidentally get it on something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm not going to waste the paint. I'm going to stamp it right over top. Okay. And I'm just going to continue to create more layers. And it may be by the time I'm done on this one right here, I might not even see these green swirls. I might just see shadows of them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to I have a baby wipe here. So I'm just going to set that up here, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it off a little bit. It doesn't matter if there's paint on it. It's fine. You can do other things with that. So let's go ahead and let's do, so I kind of cup my paper. Oops, let's do it this way because I don't want that to be. So I kind of cut my paper, start in the center, and then I push out from my center. And the reason why I do that is because if you get air underneath there, you might not get a good print. Take my brayer and I'm going to go over and we're going to pull up and see what we have. Pretty. Now, I did this one a little bit earlier, and it has some leaves where I just use them to mask some areas. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to lay this over top, and we're going to bring just another layer of dimension. Now, I want to just flip this over for a minute. So you can see it's not going to bring a lot of dimension, but it is going to give me some. And I don't want to cover up too much of the masking that I was doing. And it didn't bring up too much. If I want to try to bring up some more, I can kind of set it. But what happened is my plate dried. Okay, my plate dried. So that's okay. We're going to add some more green. The paint will pull up. The darker colors as we continue to jelly plate. All right, so I just went ahead and did that. Oh, let's pull this off of here. We're going to really cover up this lady and this man. We're going to put a lot of paint over top of it. Now, you don't want a lot of paint on your jelly plate. You want to make sure that you're using an even amount, but you don't want a lot because it will not dry very quickly. Okay, so we're just going to do some stripes. Isn't that pretty? And you can see it started to pull up some of that dry paint. So we'll leave that like that. Now I'm going to take the green. And I'm just going right over that because it's going to start to pick up some more of those lines, okay? But I don't want a lot of green. So now I have that green. It's kind of mixed in there. Now I'm going to add some turquoise. And I add just about 3 drops. This is a very thick, this is a premium satin paint, so it's thick. So I'm just layering the paint. Now I'm not blending it too much because I don't want to end up with a mess. So I did this technique on my other live, so I like to just crumble up. Well, hello, Rhonda. Welcome, welcome. I'm back on again. We're off today for Martin Luther King Day, so you guys get another day of me. So please subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can see when I go live. But I do go live every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. So, and I always am doing some sort of crafting fun. All right. So I just used a regular paper bag or plastic bag. I'm going to pull that up. I'm not going to waste my paint that's on my bag. So I just grabbed a blank piece of book page. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to grab a print that I did earlier or last night. That's more of a solid print. And I want to go over it. Let's see here. So I'm flipping through my pages here. I thought I had one that was mostly pink. Well, I guess we're going to use this one because I'm starting to run out of time. Because you're not using a lot of paint, this will dry very quickly, so you can't take too long. Okay. So I know it's hard to see on there, but there is some texture. Now, when you want to clean your jelly plate, for some reason, white paint seems to be the best. And normally I would squirt it out. I don't have a squirt bottle of this paint. I have a jar of this apple barrel, and I'm trying to use it up because I don't use it for my paint classes. So I'm trying to use it up. Now, if you want to clean your jelly plate, the best thing to do is put a layer of white paint. And that usually will pull up most of your color off your plate. You can see it pulled up all that green. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate it. Well, normally I'm not on Mondays during the day because I'm normally working, but it's Martin Luther King Day. So I am off work, and I was doing some jelly printing, getting some things ready for my shop. And I decided to just go ahead and jump on. And if anybody was bored, they might jump on over here and watch me. So I'm glad you joined me today. All right. So we did this one with the stripes. Now what I want to do is I want to get something a little bit darker. Oh, let's see here. Add just a little bit of this. Okay. So you can see it kind of made like an ombre effect. I really liked how the leaves turned out earlier, so we're going to add some leaves. I'm going to show you how I did that. So all I'm going to do is, these are just from the dollar store. So I'm just laying these leaves different ways. Okay. Grab my paper. And what we did is we just created a mask. Okay. We're just creating a mask. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to see if I can get another. If I can pull up some more of that paint. Yeah, I didn't pull up too much, but that's okay. Then I can pull these up. So I want to show you. Can you see the leaves in there? Isn't that pretty? So we're going to let that dry just a little bit. I'm letting it dry because I'm going to put some orange and yellow over that so we can pull those leaves up. And the reason why I'm letting that dry, you guys, is because then when I start using my brayer over it, it won't pull, it won't make that all muddy. So you can use things around your house to make a stamp. My hands are so filthy, I don't even know if, yeah, that's pretty dry. Okay. So the orange is going to be the most overpowering, so you want to use that sort of last. And I'm just using two different color yellows. One's a very soft yellow, and one's a little bit darker. And it's starting to pull some of the paint up, so I'm just being very careful about that. Okay, and now I'm going to grab some orange. All right, you guys ready to see what it's going to look like? Cross your fingers that it's going to pull up those leaves. I flipped over. So you can see there's the leaves. So let's hope that this paper will pull those leaves right up. Oh, it did not pull it up like I thought it would, but I might be able to get them up right here. Darn it. Sometimes you can pull it up and sometimes you can't. It just depends. It did not pull it up, but we're going to try it again. We're going to try this again, and we're going to work a little faster this time and see if I can get it pulled up. Okay. You can get your jelly pads at Michael's. I ordered mine off Amazon. But you can get them if you have an AC Moore or an art place. You can do that. You can get it there. Okay, so let's work fast. Let's see if we can get this done this time. I think it's this metallic paint. So I'm going to work a little faster. All right. All right, so I worked faster this time. I'm going to get these leaves down. And I will check the feed in just a minute. I just want to see if we can get these leaves, the imprints better. Yeah, it is still wonderful, but I really would like to get those leaf impressions. Ooh, this one's pretty. Okay. All right, so let's pull this up. I know the white will pull it up. So we'll mix some white and yellow and see if we can get that pulled up. All right, let's hope we can get it pulled up this time. Boy, that just does not want to come up. I can see it a little bit right here, but it didn't come up like I thought it would. A lot of times you can pull up a complete image. I don't know what the deal is, but that's okay. These are pretty. Definitely would make some good fall pieces. All right, let's do some other things. So you don't have to just print on book page. What I like to do is I like to print on music paper as well. So I'm just folding this. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm just folding it in half. To make it easier to print on my Gelli page. And normally I would cut that. Hi, Mitzi, how are ya? Oh, look what happened. Can you see that? It pulled off the ink. Can you guys see this? See how it pulled off the ink? Let's see if we can pull that off onto something. Look at a happy little possibility. Let's add some of this blue, this light blue. Ooh, this is gloppy. There we go. We have a little bit of yellow on here still. That's okay. A little bit of red. Let's see what we can pull off here. I'm going to grab a white piece of paper just so we can see if we can actually pull that ink off. Excuse me. Look at that. I just pulled the ink off. You absolutely can apply it to glass. If you don't have a jelly print, you could apply it to glass and you would get the same effects. The only difference is, as you can see, I was able to stick ink to this. So you would not be able to like take something that was, so this right here is a photocopy of something. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually taking the ink off of a photocopy, applying it to, whoops, applying it to my jelly pad or my jelly. And that would be the only real difference. But yeah, you can do it on glass. I've seen people do it. In fact, I've seen people go to the Dollar Tree and buy glass cutting boards there and use those. I actually have a friend that does that. Okay, so I did a crisscross on here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Use some purple. So the jelly print is really about, you can pull anything you want off of it. Let's use some of this bright pink. And I want to add some gold, just because I can. Let's see how this one comes out. All right. Yeah. I mean, really, that's the only difference. So if you can't afford to buy one of these, because they are kind of expensive, you know, get something glass. That is really pretty. It's hard for you to see that metallic, but oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Okay, so let me grab, I'm going to print on the other side of this one. And you can tell when you kind of have a lot of paint on there because it will kind of bubble up. Look at that. You can see the music come up. Now I can still, I'm going to kind of smooth this out a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue in the background because I can still pull some of this up. Try not to make it too muddy. I have seen people use magazines and pull up pictures, so you can put the face of someone down and pull up pictures. Yeah, this is, I can already tell. See how it's wrinkling? But I have too much paint. Well, maybe not. So isn't that pretty? So yeah, so all I did, I mean, you could do the same thing with book page. I can lay this book page down first. See if it'll pick up any of the ink. I don't know. It's just kind of an old book, so I don't know if it'll pick. Yeah, it's not picking up any. But this I printed off of my computer. I actually made copies of some vintage music page that I had. Just making this kind of buffalo plaid look with it. And, oh, come on. What's this one? White will clean off your jelly plate. So if you just use white, and I still have some blue on here, so that's why blue and pink. So this will clean off your jelly plate. But you can layer, you can do a lot with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some more texture. This is just some glue dots that I put on here. We'll grab one of these pages over here that are already dry. I'm not sure how this will come off because there's already text on here. Oh, it did. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So you get the book page in the back, you get the music page on here, and you get just a gorgeous, gorgeous look. Now, I want to show you a technique. If you don't have a jelly print or a glass, you can make some really cool prints without having those things too. So it's hard to see, but you can, so that I did the masking on this one, then I did the light pink, and you can see the music coming across here. Now, for those of you that have Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, you can then spray over top of them. So I'm going to just leave this on here. It's just a baby wipe because I don't want my paint to dry on there and have a problem. But I want to show you what you can do if you don't have one of these. So we're going to play a little bit with this music page here. Actually, yeah. All right. So if you have a brayer, of course you can use a brayer, and you can, just like we were using for our mop-up pages. All right, I have such a mess on my desk here. I can't even move, you guys. Sorry. Let me get some things out of the way. But all you need is a gift card, or an old credit card, or an old debit card. Okay, so let me get these brayers out of the way. All right. And then you need, so I'm just going to use this paper as my paint palette. I use some pink. I'm going to use some blue. I'm going to use a little bit of purple. And we're going to top it off with some gold at the end. So I'm going to put this gold over here. Okay. All right. So what you do, sorry for the noise, I got to grab my, the other thing is if you travel or know somebody that travels, tell them to keep their room keys. even though you're supposed to turn them back in, I know a lot of police officers, and your stuff never gets removed off of that, and people can get your information. So I keep my keys all the time, and great for crafting. Okay, so all I did is I just took and put my card across the paints. Now I'm going to start pulling down, and I'm making an ombre effect. So I'm going to do that again. Pulling down. Look at how pretty that is. So you don't have to have jelly prints to make beautiful papers, okay? Oops. A lot of times when I don't want to get my jelly plate out, I will just do this technique. Now, you don't want a lot of paint. You don't want a lot of paint. You just want it to be very thin. So you're using your card to scrape that paper. Hi, Laura. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome. You're using your card to scrape the paint and create this effect. And if you want more of one color somewhere, you just pull up that color. Oh, congratulations. You're going to love it. Okay, so I've now created this. Now I'm going to come in with my gold. And actually, what I'm going to do is I just took some cardboard. And I cut out some different designs using my my old-fashioned scissors from when I used to scrapbook. Look at how beautiful that paper is. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, you can make your own jelly print if you want. There's a couple things you can do. Check out the tutorials online. I have not tried to do that yet. I might do that on a video once. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll do that on a video. So I didn't love this jelly print that I did. So I'm just going to use my credit card method and just kind of go over it. And I'm just using up paint. And there's another one we just made. So sometimes I just play with my cards. You can also do stamping. So I'm kind of spreading that out on my palette. I'm grabbing that homemade stamp that I made. You could use bubble wrap. And I'm just creating more on top of it. So we can let that one dry. I want to pull up the rest of this paint because we want to get another one. Just remember, do not leave it on thick. You have to really work it in. All right, and we'll get another color to play with. This one might be a little thicker. So I hope this is helpful for those of you that have been interested in maybe doing a little bit of a play with gelli printing. Now you can also get your stencils out. So I'm going to lay this on here. This is one of my stencils. Okay. And what I do is I'll just grab a makeup brush or makeup sponge. And I bought these at the dollar store a long time ago, and I still have them. And so I just use a makeup sponge. And then I offload the paint. Always remember to offload your paint first. And then you're going to stipple up and down. And we end up with that beautiful technique. So this is one that was gelli printed earlier. I'm going to take my chevron stencil and I'm going to do the same thing. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, you need to give this a try. It's so much fun. The only problem that I found with it is now I'm buying more supplies because I feel like I don't have enough stencils. Because every time I get another idea, I don't have a lot of stencils. I wish I had more. All right, so there's my chevron. I'm going to line it back up. Isn't that pretty? Who makes the floral stencil? The floral stencil I got at Walmart, and it's made by Waverly. The other one I love to use, and I've had this a long time, I think it's a Tim Holtz, is it's a chicken wire. So it's always fun to play with too because you can just do it in certain spots. And it kind of looks like you've been spray painting. Isn't that pretty? I'm just using Apple Barrel, but you can use any kind. Frankly, the cheaper the better. When you start getting into the heavier based paints, it's more difficult to get it on your jelly plate. So I tell people the cheaper the better for those. So this is another jelly print that I have, and I'm going to come over it with another stencil. And I'm just going to stencil part of it. And on my Facebook channel on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing some more stenciling techniques if you're interested. So check out my Facebook. Page. This one's much more detailed, so it's not as easy to stencil. Not pretty. Ooh, yeah. Any stencil will work. I actually got one from the Dollar Tree. I only found one there this summer. I found one that has butterflies on it. This one right here, which I think we're going to use to put some gold. I want to stencil some gold butterflies on here with the flowers. So we're going to add a little bit of gold here. Oh my gosh, my desk is such a mess. Okay, so I don't waste these. So I'll leave that one in the purple, but I'm going to use this for the gold. And this is just a Dollar Tree stencil. Excuse me. And I'm just placing these where I think they would look good. I keep onion skins. What do you use the onion skins for, Bonnie? I'd be interested to know. Okay, so look at this beautiful paper. Isn't that pretty? Oh, to dye paper. Yeah, I've done that before too. Isn't that pretty? So this one has multiple jelly prints and then I stenciled over top of it. And if you're making a journal, wouldn't that be a beautiful page of your journal? So I want to add some gold to this one. So I'm going to grab another stencil. And we're just going to do a couple. I'm not going to do a lot of these. I don't know what these are called. They remind me of Moroccan tiles. And you can just continue to layer and layer and layer. Now, the other thing you can do is grab your spray box when you're done. Oh, look at my hands, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to scrub forever. All right, let me get some of these put away. And make your own jelly plate tools. You make cardboard pieces and I just keep them in my spray box. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way here. Okay. And if you have Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist or other alcohol sprays, my recommendation, and I'm actually making these pages because I'm getting ready to create my kits, my mixed media kits. So that was the reason why I started these today. I'm starting to put those kits together. So I'm getting my spray box. And then I can take another stencil if I choose to. Lay it over top, get another layer. Let's do this turquoise. So here's one print that I get. There's still dye on there. I'm going to go ahead and do another mop-up page. And then here's my final piece. So I hope that was helpful for those of you that have jelly plates and you were interested in doing some jelly plating, or for those of you who want to do some mixed media work but you don't have the tools. Hopefully this helped you. Hopefully it will give you some ideas of what you can do. "80 degrees, where do you live?" It's 20 here. It's 20 degrees where I'm at today. I wish it was 80. Yeah, mixed media can be fun. And it's a great way to just play. So it's hard to see on here, but really all this, you can see it a little bit, but it did give it some shimmer. So I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you have a wonderful week. Just remember, don't let your crafty crown fall off. Put your crown on today and be artistically sparkly. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.